Ronit is a woman who works as a photographer, but during a session, she gets told by her assistant that she needs to go talk to a man. So Ronit goes to a bar and makes love to a man in the bathroom to release the stress. Then she takes a flight to her destination. Ronit asks for a man named Dovid. He says that they weren't expecting her and explains that the people there are honoring the Rav, the rabbi, after he passed away from pneumonia. Ronit is welcomed inside, by her aunt Fruma recognizes her. Then her uncle Moshe approaches her, but he doesn't seem so excited to see her. Dovid invites her to stay. But Ronit notices that he's still mad at her. Dovid says that she left so suddenly. Ronit asks if he's married. Dovid replies that he did a while ago. Then his wife, Esti, appears. Ronit wasn't expecting her to be Dovid's wife. Esti shows Ronit her room. Then Dovid comes in to bring her an extra blanket. Ronit can't believe what they wrote in the newspaper. They said that it was so sad how Rav had left no children. Dovid says to not pay attention to the lazy journalism because he knows that Ronit it's Rav's daughter. But Ronit says that sometimes she wondered if she loved him as much as the strangers did. She knew that he really loved Dovid and was closer to him. Then Ronit hands Dovid some of the pictures she has taken as a present. Then she asks if he and Esti are happily married. Dovid says they are and leaves. In the morning, Ronit goes to the cemetery to see her dad's tomb, but finds it uncomfortable that there's already people there praying for him, so she tells them to go away because it's her dad. In the meantime, Esti goes to the Roseman school where she teaches. Esti had taken some time off work, but she's now ready to work again. As for Dovid, he goes to the congregation where he teaches the Jewish religion. Esti and Dovid are home. She takes off her wig alongside her clothes and Dovid also undresses himself. Then he gets in bed and they make love to each other. Later, Esti and Dovid invite Ronit to light some candles and make a prayer. Then Moshe and other people come to keep honoring Rav. Someone mentions that they saw Ronit pictures in a magazine, but they find it odd that they refer to her as Ronnie Curtis. Ronit explains that that's just her professional name. Rebbitzin asks what was wrong with her real name. Fruma explains that artists change their names sometimes. Esti says that women change their names all the time. They take their husband's name and their whole history is gone. Moshe wants to disagree with the statement, but Ronit supports Esti. Fruma says that Ronit must take her mother's candlesticks from the house and then give them to her children. But Ronit immediately says that she doesn't want any children. Fruma says that it's alright because she can just keep them and pass them on. Ronit then tells her uncle that she wants to sell the house. Moshe replies that now it's not the time to talk about that. Rebbitzin mentions that Ronit needs to get married soon because she can't be old and alone. Ronit says that she's perfectly happy like that and it's rarely alone. Her ideals simply don't match those of her family and so she has to excuse herself out of the table. Esti asks Dovid to walk Ronit home. The next day, Ronit goes to visit her uncle, Moshe, at his workplace. She uses the opportunity to put on a wig. Moshe gives several keys to Ronit and says that they are his to gather any personal possessions. Ronit then asks him if he would help her sell it, but Moshe shows clause 3 of Rav's testament. It says that Rav left the house and everything in it to the synagogue. It comes as a shock to Ronit, and Moshe says that a father should have a child to look after him in his final hours. Ronit says that she didn't know he was ill. Moshe replies that of course she wasn't supposed to know because she was never there with them. While Esti was doing some grocery shopping, a woman that knows her greets her and mentions that she just saw Ronit walking down the street. Esti follows Ronit and mentions that she's weaning a wig. Ronit denies that and hides it fast. After that, the two go together to Rav's house. Ronit tells Esti that it would have been nice if her father at least mentioned her in the will. Then Ronit says that there's no point in her being there, so she's thinking of changing her ticket to leave sooner. Esti comforts her and says that she shouldn't leave at all. Then Esti leans in and kisses Ronit, but Ronit breaks apart and then she kisses Esti. Ronit asks Esti why she got married instead of going away. Esti was influenced by Rav's words and she saw on Dovid a good person with a generous heart. Esti confesses that she was ill in the head and that if she had to sleep with a man, her best friend was the best option. Esti asks Ronit if she has been with other women. Ronit says that she hasn't. Esti takes Ronit to where she first kissed her. The two move to somewhere more private and make out. But turns out some people were around, so Esti leaves and Ronit faces them saying that she was just wandering around. The man who is named Lev says that he heard that she will be attending the Hesped. At the congregation, Dovid's asked to carry on with Rav's work. Dovid says that Esti will support him with whatever decision he makes. However, the men are concerned with Ronit's return because they believe that she could distract Esti. Dovid says that he will keep things in place so that won't happen. When Ronit finds Esti walking down the street, Esti says that she behaved like a teen the other day and that can't happen again. This is because she got scolded at work by Lev, who did see with Ronit. Ronit says that she will go tomorrow, but Esti says that she doesn't want her to go. Ronit tells Esti to come with her so that they can find a more private place. Once they are far away from their community, Ronit tries to hold Esti's hand, and when they find an alley, Ronit kisses her. Then they go to a hotel where they can let themselves go and be free. Ronit and Esti make love. Then Esti says that she always thought about Ronit. Esti kept track of time, so she always knew when Ronit was awake or asleep. Ronit says that she wants to take Esti's picture, and so she pulls out her camera and snaps some pictures of her. Dovid arrives at an empty home. Esti apologizes when she finally arrives. Dovid is not mad, he just wants to touch her, but Esti is not in the mood. Esti suddenly feels nauseated. The following day, Dovid tells Esti that Lev and his wife made a formal complaint about her and Ronit. Dovid asks Esti to tell her the truth. Esti confesses that she kissed Ronit. Dovid gets mad and reminds her that she can't relapse. And then he says that they have to be honest to each other all the time. Esti says that they haven't been completely sincere to each other and confesses to him that she was the one who sent Ronit the message about her father because she wanted her to come back. Dovid says that Ronit is taking advantage of her and she can't see clearly. But Esti says that she has always wanted it since they were girls. Dovid can't take it anymore, so he leaves. Ronit was listening to everything, so she tells Esti that she should leave him. But Esti says that if she does, she wouldn't have anywhere to go. After a long day of work, Dovid comes home, has a drink, and they sit down to eat. Everything is quiet until Ronit decides to break the silence by saying that she will catch her flight tomorrow, but she wishes for the Hesped to go well. Dovid says that now that she will be gone it will. Dovid asks what Esti will be doing. Esti is unsure. Ronit grabs her stuff and leaves, telling Esti that it's not that hard to leave. Ronit finds a cab to leave. In the meantime, Esti watches her husband sleep while she tries to make up her mind. And then she takes the bus to go to the pharmacy. There she stares at the pregnancy tests for quite some time until she buys one and goes home to see whether the test comes out positive or not. Esti prays for it to be negative. Ronit wakes up at the airport and is now ready to leave for good, but she receives a call from Dovid asking if she knows where Esti is. Ronit says she has no idea where she is. However, at the last minute, Ronit decides that it's more important to miss her flight so that she can go find Esti. They visit the Rav's home. But she's not there. When they go to Dovid's home, Esti is there and she tells him that she's pregnant. But she tells him that they shouldn't be together anymore and she wants her child to be free of the community. Esti and Ronit go to the Hesped to honor Rav. There Esti gives Dovid as if to ask for permission. The two women sit down and the ceremony begins. Ronit asks Esti to come to New York with her. Esti says nothing, but holds her hand. Moshe introduces Dovid as Rav's successor. Dovid says that the last words of Rav were that they are free to choose and that he cannot take the position. Esti and Ronit hug Dovid. But in the morning, Ronit says goodbye to both of them. However, Esti runs after Ronit to kiss her. Ronit says that she will be a great mother. Then Ronit goes to the cemetery to take a picture of her dad's grave as a way to say goodbye.